guys, welcome back to this video. Right here we'll be continuing the loan calculator project, and in this video we will be building the UI interface and using Bootstrap. And I'm just right here on the index.html, and we're just gonna start building it immediately. So I want to get rid of this class that's right here and this hello world. What I want right now, I haven't have to linked in the Bootstrap files. First of all, I still want the background of the body to be dark, so I'm gonna go bg dark, bg dash or hyphen dark, and after that I want a div with a class of content. I will be using some Emmet classes to do this. Visual Studio Code has Emmet installed. You can just use Emmet if you want. Div is a HTML tag, so I haven't known that to use the Emmet extension that is inbuilt in VS Code. You just write dot and the name of the class that you want to write. In this case, I want to write in container, which is a Bootstrap class. Just tap in tab. It's a Bootstrap class that brings or adds some margin to the left and right side of the document. And after that, I want a row class. I'm just gonna write div.row. What row does is it just creates a row, and haven't had a row, you need a column. So I will be using the Bootstrap class. It says call dash md, which means for middle screens dash 6. And also I will explain what the class does. Let me just finish writing it. And mx dash auto. So basically what these two classes does, this first one, what it does is that it pushes or makes the whole content inside of the div to come to be 6, to contain only 6 side of the width of the screen. And what this does is to bring or push the whole content inside of this div to the center. I know some of the things I might be saying might sound vague and unreal, but you will gonna be seeing when we start right after this. You will start seeing what I mean, and I will start showing you little by little. Okay, so after this I need a card class, so I'm just gonna write div dot card. And what the card class, it just creates a card, and just write in the same div I'm gonna write the card body. Now these classes are Bootstrap classes, and you can actually find them. I will add if you just go to Bootstrap and search the class names, you will see how to use them, and of course what they do, more of what they do, just in case I don't happen to explain them well. So the card class creates a card, and you will see what that card looks like in a minute. And the body is where the information that's in the card is. And then what this class do, this is my-5. These are my, it's just margin to the both top and bottom of your screen. That's what it does, it creates a margin. And after this, this is actually where everything goes in. So I'm just gonna save this so that you can see how the whole document is looking right now. I'm just gonna go Ctrl S, and it's saving. And as you can see, we're having an empty white card right here, and this is basically what all this thing does. If I come to increase the screen size, you notice that it comes to the point that the card, this white, it has this really nice margins around it. It stops increasing, and that's what this call md6 does. It makes the information inside of the div, this particular div, to only contain or fill up the 6th column of the full screen size, as you can see right now. So that's what it does. And of course the MX auto brings the margin size to the center, so it brings both right and left and automatically links everything. And from here on, we want to get the head tags, and the head tags will be having, we'll call it loan calculator. And we'll be having a class here, right here. First of all, let's save this and see how it looks. Yeah, as you can see, the font of this, it's just having the normal CSS or Bootstrap font, that the default font, but that's not really how it's looking right here. We have a really nicer font here, and to get that, we need to add the display class right here. So we're gonna go display -5. That will get us the font of the initial program that we had written, and I'm gonna save it so we can see. I think I made a mistake, and that's one thing with Bootstrap 5. You need to get the spellings correct. Display 5, save, and as you can see right now, we're having this really nice font. And I want to center the text, so I'm just gonna write center, text dash center, and save, and it's centered. So after this, I want to create a form. This form is where the input, the loan input is gonna go in. So I'm just gonna write form, and the form would have an ID, and of course using Emmet, just write a hash sign and the name of the ID you want. I'm just touching some of these things so that you can know it exists and you can use them if you want, just in case you never heard of them before. So I'm just gonna call this loan form, and tab, and this form will not be needing an action. We won't be needing one of this. We just need an ID, and inside this form we need a label, and the label would be for the amount. We'll just call it amount, if I can spell well. And we want this into 3 places. And one would be for, the other one would be for interest, singular interest, and the last one would be for the number of years of duration. And to get that, just type in the years. We just call it duration. So after this, we want to get the input fields. So we'll create one input field. If I can actually spell input tab, yes, it's gonna have a text value, and the attributes that will be inside of the input fields, we want to give it an ID of amount. That would also help the 4 attributes in the label to activate or focus, make the input field to focus when you click on the label, not just the input field itself. And after that, of course, we want to start adding some Bootstrap classes to make this field look really nice. But before we do that, let's just save and see how it's looking right now, so that we can see how Bootstrap can actually make our work look really nice. So this is just the normal default input field that you get, but with Bootstrap we can make it look way more nicer, and the class name for that would be form control. So we'll just, not form color, form control. It's hard to type and talk actually. Control, got it. And we want the base of the input field to have a margin at the bottom, so we go MB dash 2, a margin with the size of 2, and we want to give it our own input field called input. This is not a Bootstrap class, it is my own input that we're going to use JavaScript to handle, to be used in error handling and calculation for the loan. And let's save, and you can see how nice this button is looking when it's on focus. It has this really nice blue border in it. It's out of focus, so it's really nice. So we're gonna do this for the rest of the labels, and I'm just gonna fast forward it a little bit.
3, 2, 1.
And we're back, and I'm done doing that. So you can see where we've gotten our amount, the interest, and of course the duration. And after that, we want to input the submit button for our application. So we're gonna enter an input field with a type of button with a value of create loan. It's gonna have a create loan value, and after that we want to give it an ID of create loan. So this ID, we will use it in our, sorry, not create ID, create loan. We will use it in the JavaScript handling, and also this loan from ID too. So let's save that and see how it looks. And of course it's gonna get this default looking button that is not so nice. So to make it look very nicer, we're gonna use the Bootstrap class for buttons. So we're gonna write in the class attribute and input or insert btn. That's the class for Bootstrap classes. So we're gonna write form control first. Form control. So form control would make it span through the rest of the row. So we're gonna say form control, and another one of btn space btn dark. So it basically makes the button to be dark, and let's save that and see how it's looking. And it's looking pretty nice. And of course let's add a margin to the buttons to give it a little space on the vertical axis. So we'll write my-2 and save. And lastly, we want the button to be disabled, because in the initial program, when everything is empty, the button is disabled and you can't really click on it. It's disabled. So we'll add a Bootstrap class of disabled and save. And you'll notice, I think I made a mistake. Disabled. Okay, save. You notice immediately the button will not be clickable. Gets this hash or really lighter color to it. So after this, we will be creating the results. This result that was initially not seen. So let's create this right here, and after creating it, we'll put the display to be unseen. So we're just gonna go outside of the form, and this is where the results are. So we're gonna write results, and we want to get a div with an ID of result, a class, a Bootstrap class with a value of empty-3. Just adds a margin to the top, not really both top and bottom this time, just only to the top. Enter. And we want to get an h4 right here to write the payment, the heading for this part of the application. So we're gonna write payment details. Enter, not details as in tag. Details, yes. So, and save. Let's save and see how we're looking. we have the payment details, just like we have the payment details right here. And after that, we'll be taking up the divs that contains the informations. So we'll be using the div tags, and the div class would contain input group bootstrap classes, and we'll be having, just like we have right here, three div inputs. So what those, I'll show you what those input group classes does. So we're just going to type in input group, and let's give it a margin of my to give the margin in the vertical directions. Say tab, and inside of this div we want a span tag to add the information each input group would carry. So this span tag will be having a bunch of bootstrap classes that will be doing a bunch of things, but first of all we want to add a p tag which will give it a padding all around. So we're going to write in p-2. It's going to give it a padding of 2, the value of 2 to every side of the element or the text or whatever that will be contained inside of this span. And after that, we want to give it a background property, and as usual we say bg, but this time it won't be dark. We want a secondary name, and what this does is that it gives it a background that is somewhat looking ash in color. And after that, we want a border property to give it a border in every side of the span, and a rounded property. This gives it a radius, and want the radius to be at the start. It will make the radius to start the document, to start the span, and not really be at the every side of the span. So what this span will be containing is the monthly payment, and it will be, you can add any currency, but for now I'm just gonna add the $sign. And after that, let's just save and see how it's looking. Okay, so I didn't get this is meant to be rounded, not round. That's why it's not showing the rounded value here. So if I save again, you notice there will be some slight change right here at these two places, so it makes it really look nice. So let's make the text to be brighter. So add it a text value of light to make the text look brighter. And after that, we want to add an input value of the number. So I have number, and we'll give it an ID of monthly payment, not monthly payment. And some bootstrap classes, of course, the form control class to make the inputs look really nice. After the form control, we're gonna add an HTML attribute right here to disable this input file so that we will not be able to click it and save. You notice that this place you won't be able to click it anymore, so I'm just gonna fast forward and create the rest of the other input groups. And done, and save. And as you can see, we're having the same setting right here, and it's really looking nice. And that's how powerful Bootstrap and of course its classes are. So we just want this place to not be seen, and that's everything we're gonna do for this video. and I'm just going to use a simple internal CSS styling here. I'm just going to go to the head tag of the document to write style, and what I'm looking for is an ID with attribute of results. So that's what I need. I'm just going to write results, and I want the display to be none, and save, and we're no longer seeing that for now. So it will be activated, and everything will be activated, including the error handlings with JavaScript on the next video. Thanks for sticking around. I will see you on the next video.